is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 21 of the Good Kraken Death Ratio Show. Today is Tuesday, July 2nd. I am your host, Devin Stanford, aka Brevin the Dude, and I am joined by two of my favorite people on this godforsaken earth of terrible things, but also great things. First up being Twitch's very own Iron Lord, DJ Sinfix.
Where did I get Iron Lord from?
Because you were playing Iron Banner, so you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you know. You're
I didn't know
Iron
what
Lord.
that was. But yeah, I'm here, brother. I'm here.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. How's Iron Banner been treating you today?
I just been chill, dude. It's like just playing PvP Destiny, just going at it, man.
Yeah, yeah. Did you see?
What does suck though?
Sounds terrible.
I don't think the shit applies bounties. Like I don't think bounties work.
What do you mean?
Like what's it? Gunsmith bounties? Like I don't think they work on Iron Banner. I haven't
Really?
gotten any progress. No.
I
Nothing. I use hand cannons. Use like what it said in the bounty doesn't count.
that's so
So-
weird. It used to.
I have.
It used to.
I don't know. Maybe it's a bug. But I'm probably need to play something other than Iron Banner, like maybe some Gambit to get it. But
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you saw. I posted in Guardian chat, the Grandmaster strike right now for Nightfall, and I was thinking we should do some normal Nightfalls and practice the strike in order to do the Grandmaster. But there's some builds and stuff to help us in there that I was looking
what
at.
do we get for these?
Exotics, adept weapons, stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I think this one specifically is like an adept auto rifle. I forgot the name of it, but yeah, something worth looking
Gotcha.
into. Something worth looking into.
Gotcha.
We are also joined by the very sleepy Cherry Blossom. How's my sleepy, withered Garrick Bartholomew Eaton today?
I can't stop fucking yawning. I don't know why. It's really irritating, actually.
Yeah.
Dude, it's been a good day. I'm just tired. I got off
Yeah.
work and went and played a couple of rounds of disc golf. Played very fucking badly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Came home. And like the first round we played, we did 2 rounds. The first round we played, I did pretty well.
Mhm.
But the second round I did dog shit
Yeah.
and missed all my putts, like all of my fucking putts. And so I came home and like we were like gonna do another round. And my brother's like, dude, I'm tired. And I was like, me fucking too, actually. And then we both just like we both just ended up going home after that, and I took a nap. And then I literally woke up like 15 minutes before the podcast started. Like
You-
7:45. I woke up, came upstairs,
Mhm.
and here we are. So yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm thinking about dinner right now. Like I gotta be honest, I want some dinner after the podcast, and I think I want to start the Bear tonight, maybe
Yeah.
season 3. Have you started the Bear season 3? Have you watched that? Haven't you, Devin?
Oh, dude, I've watched the shit out of that show.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
love
Yeah.
season 1 and season 2. I haven't watched season 3 yet. Mainly just because there's a lot of fucking TV right now. Like a lot of TV.
Dude, there is a lot of TV right now. I
Yeah.
still need to start the Acolyte, and like I'm just behind on a lot of things. I'll
Yeah.
definitely make sure I finish Acolyte by the time we review it. But I'm behind on the things.
Yeah,
On the things right now.
episode 6 just came out and there's 8 episodes total.
Yeah, are we gonna do a review for the Bear?
I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
always I never quite know how to feel about like content that drops like all their episodes at once. And
Yeah.
like what is like the turnaround time for us should be.
Yeah. I've thought about it more and more, and I think I like content that comes out weekly more than content that comes out all at once personally. I think it's just because I can actually schedule my weeks and my days around stuff like that. And it's
It's
easier.
a little easier to palette a single episode a week than like being like, okay, I have until next Friday to get through 8.5 hours of TV.
Exactly, because I don't watch 8.5 hours of TV in a week. I just don't. I don't.
Dude, I feel like I watch like an hour and a half at a time. Like so, which like if
Yeah.
I were to translate to the Bear, that'd be like 3 episodes, maybe
Yeah.
4.
But I do play 8 hours of video games a week, easy. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I mean, you got me there. I 100% like when my video game sessions tend to be a lot longer than like my film and TV sessions are. But I've actually got like because we have the holiday coming up later this week. Holiday. I feel like I need to put that shit in air quotes.
Holiday. Yeah.
Yeah, holiday. And so like we have like the 4th of July on Thursday, and I naturally just have Wednesdays off. So I've got 2 days off, which I haven't had 2 days off in a while. Like since the very beginning in June. So I'm probably gonna try to catch up on at least one show tomorrow.
Yeah. What you should, Acolyte gets a lot of hate, but I think
I like the clips and the stuff that I've seen, dude. It's just been like literally like I don't even know how I got onto that part of like TikTok because I hate Star Wars fans that hate on stuff. But like, dude, I couldn't escape it for I can't every time a new episode comes out, I have to like filter out the fucking the people talking shit just to talk shit.
I saw a breath of fresh air today where I came across a Acolyte article that was talking about like the main big baddie of the show, and it was really refreshing to see a lot more people defending the character of the show.
I have seen some people basically say that like y'all are fucking being ridiculous right now.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like YouTube content creators who know way more about like that Star Wars deep Legends lore content than other people. And they're like, I don't understand what you're mad about because it's literally showing a bunch of stuff from Legends lore in the show. That's
literally the thing. They like the thing is like they're just taking what they feel like is applicable to the stories they're telling, which is fucking fine.
Yeah.
They literally have every right to do that.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Mundy, if you want to talk about importance of Mundy, like go watch.
He's a non-impact character. Literally, I bet you if you took him out of the fucking Acolyte, the show would stay the same.
100% for Acolyte, yes. But I was gonna say his most important role is him in the animated Clone Wars show.
Yeah, dude. Which technically fucks with the canon anyways.
Yep.
Because obviously if you were a person who watched the prequel films as a child, it obviously makes zero mention of Ahsoka ever even fucking existing.
Yep.
Right?
Oh yeah, dude. The prequel movies,
right? Because obviously like they created that character after the prequel movies. Yet Ahsoka is one of the most beloved Star Wars characters, is considered canon, even though she was added to the canon after the fucking fact. Like, anyways, I every fucking time this shit comes up, I could tear these morons apart.
Yeah. Ernell in chat, why do we always end up talking about movies and shows on here and games on 20K? Because Ernell, we're nerds and we're gonna talk about everything. And you want to know why we talk about Star Wars? Because a new fucking episode of The Acolyte came out today, and I'm gonna be watching it. But today we're not talking about Star Wars because we're actually talking about Nintendo doing more Nintendo things. It's Hammer time and Game of the Year contenders so far and much, much more, because this is Good Kraken's Death Ratio, where we're slashing through the podcast space to be your source for all the nerdy video game news and reviews and discussions that you want to hear live each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast times. How many times can I say and? If you want to get ahead of the curve, you can head on over to our Discord channel, where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services wherever you like to watch or listen. If you've spent all your credits at another shop, that is totally fine. You can watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you have Amazon Prime, tell them, DJ.
Prime Gaming.
That's right. You also have Twitch Prime, and we would love for you to give that to us to help us level up our game. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Death Ratio and leaving a review there.
Review.
If you Esco fucking called you out again on it, she's every time.
I'm not doing it today.
Hi, Esco.
I'm not doing it.
Laugh out loud, mod check. Speaking of mod check, guys, we got some critical hits for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's right. Don't forget, all of other episodes of our shows are on YouTube, and all you audio listens out there, please be sure to follow us on there to get more exclusive content, because we're going to be making some content for all of you guys here soon. And if you subscribe to us, you're going to get that content first, being a subscriber.
You get even more content
on our Discord. And if you're on our Discord, you can be a part of much more discussions, gaming, and watch parties, and hang out with all of us stupid idiots.
Yeah, we're pretty dumb now.
Yeah, we are. Guys, the newest episode of the Shipwreck Show is out. That is episode 126. It is on all major podcast platforms and YouTube. And guys, let me tell you, this episode was actually kind of interesting. Like, kind of. Yeah, it's definitely an episode I recommend watching versus just listening to. Like, please listen to it. Like, you know, put it on in the background while you're doing something. But if you really want to pay attention to it, watch it, because
video up.
Yeah, we got some videos and stuff that go along. We commentate over some weird things that we discovered on the internet, as one does. So it's definitely worth checking out that video. And while you check it out, make sure you are subscribed to the GK. Page. Please do it.
Yeah,
do it. Embrace the power of the dark side.
I keep singing "It's 7 p.m. Friday, it's 95 degrees" to my boyfriend. That's a new song for the next 2 weeks till I get a new one from TikTok.
Oh yeah, Glorilla song.
I don't know what the song is.
Song.
Yeah, I've not heard of it.
It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. I ain't got ain't got me. I can't say the word, but you know what that word is.
Yeah, I appreciate your censorship. Yeah, my TikTok
what if I just ripped it?
I would just be like,
well, we turned the whole podcast down.
Over a song lyric, dude. End it all right now.
Yeah, dude.
Ernell's being an islander.
No, dude,
Ernell's being an islander right now. He's trying to instigate you.
Say it, bro. You won't.
Hey, can I get an audio check from chat? How do we sound tonight? You know, I just had to update my computer recently, so I'm just making sure everything's good.
Ernell's gonna be like, you could turn yourself like 0.65 decibels, but
yeah, I know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're like 0.43 down. I can hear.
Yeah, I can tell, dude. You're like crackling like every fourth note.
Yeah, he's like even though I have to wear a hearing aid right now, you're like 0.3 decibels
on
down.
every third consonant, on every fourth word, you peak. So turn your gain down by like
I can tell.
point.
Yeah, I can tell. There's like your AC is on, dude. Your gain's too high.
Garrick, you sound too sleepy. Can you put some more pep in your step, please?
Bro, I'm gonna need you to go restart the electricity in your house. I can hear the electrical feedback through the walls.
Yo, I need you to readjust your camera because your lighting looks a little off. Your skin tone looks a little dark today.
Yeah, you're looking like you're trying to pass something.
Take the plastic wrap off your monitor. I know you've been having it for like 8 years.
Yeah,
now, so.
Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Mess with your
get rid of
camera.
that film. You're not trying to. We're not trying to impress anybody.
You need to turn down your gain. I can hear your mechanical keyboard clicking in your microphone. Garrett, can you tell the people what we got next?
Absolutely, folks. It's been a minute since we've used this little segment, but hey, we're headed into the Meta Minute.
Meta Minute.
Meta Minute. Oh yeah.
We should like make a rendition of Flash Gordon for that, and that could be our transition, our little splash.
I don't think anybody who listens to this podcast is old enough to understand what the fuck Flash Gordon is.
Listen, I've been watching Ted. Okay.
Like, okay, that's fair though, actually, because like I'll allow it. But yeah, dude, like I was thinking about that. I was like, dude, literally, DJ is probably like, who the fuck is Flash
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Gordon?
If you watch Ted, though, you would understand. That is it.
I've never watched Ted.
That
Dude,
so
you want
that's
to know what
fine.
the
You have
worst
it,
part?
but a lot
You
of
wanna
people
know what the
have.
worst part is, Devin, is that I knew what Flash Gordon was before Ted.
I mean, I did too. I did too. You want to know why we knew about it? Because our parents watched it.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Yeah, my
That's
dad
exactly
loved
why.
that shit. Dude, growing up, my dad showed me like Flash Gordon, like He-Man,
Dude,
Thundercats.
my dad had the fucking like the Flash Gordon like floppy disk game.
I forgot about floppy disks. I had Pitfall on a floppy disk. That was one of the first video games I ever played on computer.
Dude, I
was
definitely
Pitfall.
had some floppy disk games, dog. I
Same.
definitely had some floppy disk
Yeah,
games.
I think no. I want to say that my dad had Warcraft on the floppy disk for the Mac.
That's a wild sentence.
Yeah, I want to say because we had a Mac and we
I
had Warcraft.
I had Warcraft on floppy for Mac.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Like the
Wow,
old
what a
like
fucking sentence.
like the weird like beige like cream colored Macs. You remember
Oh
those?
yeah, dude.
Where it
Yeah,
actually
man.
had an apple on it.
Where the apple and it was a little rainbow color.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a little rainbow apple. I remember that shit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Wild.
Yeah, dude. We had that shit. We had that shit. I remember yeah. I remember trying to write my own Final Fantasy guide on it, and I did like all the summons that I knew of the game, and then
Yeah.
stopped.
Yeah, back when you formatted everything to look cool on GameFAQs.
Yep. Oh, dude, I pissed my parents off when Wind Waker came out.
You
I
print off a whole
I printed the
motherfucking
whole
guide, dude.
thing off. All the Wind Wakers, the whole guide.
Dude, down to the motherfucking title card that somebody like
That used all
did
the
in,
like all the like fucking forward slashes and backslashes.
Yeah, dude, use like the different like basically just fucking well, they made the title card out of different like font characters and shit.
Yeah.
100% remember doing that, dude. I was the reason the ink was so expensive as a child.
Yep, same. Well, Garrett, can you take away this first news story, please?
Absolutely. Nintendo piracy lawsuits targeting a Switch modder company. And this is coming from Murillo Zerbanato from Game Rant. Let's see. We got Nintendo has launched a new lawsuit targeting a Switch modding company after offering a no-charge exit to the defendant. At the same time, Nintendo has also filed another lawsuit against James Williams, whom it believes has been a driving force in the piracy of numerous Switch consoles. Nintendo has long been on a crusade to eliminate any violations related to its products, whether it's ROM sites, game leaks before official releases, or emulator creators. Earlier this year, Nintendo filed a lawsuit against Tropicaze, the company responsible for creating Yuzu, a Switch emulator. The lawsuit favored Nintendo and settled that Yuzu creators should pay $2.4 million to the Japanese company, a relatively nominal sum to Nintendo, but likely intended to send a message to future piracy attempts. Still, not everyone was deterred by Nintendo's anti-piracy measures, as the company has now filed a lawsuit targeting a Switch modding company. According to Torrent Freak, Nintendo's first lawsuit is directed at modded hardware, specifically Ryan Daly, who runs the group. The document states that Nintendo has asked him to stop illegal activities, including selling MIG devices or MIG, MIG devices and modded Switch consoles. Nobody calls them MIG, by the way. It's a MIG device. Although Daly agreed to the order in March, he continued to sell the pirated device, leading to the lawsuit. According to the allegations, Nintendo claims that modded hardware sells various hardware that allows the Switch to run pirated copies of its games. It's unknown what Nintendo is demanding with this lawsuit, but in the past, Nintendo calculated how many times Tears of the Kingdom was pirated and the impact on sales to determine the cost. But Nintendo didn't stop there. Besides the lawsuit against Ryan Daly, the company is also suing James Williams, an Arizona resident, who Nintendo alleges is the operator, overseer, and driving force behind several pirate shops. Though through which defendant has offered massive libraries of pirated Nintendo Switch games. Williams also acted as a moderator for the Switch Pirates group on Reddit, which he used the name Archbox. And God, this is like half doxing this fucking dude. And according to Nintendo, assisted users with the questions related to unlocking the Switch. Some homebrews found on the group involving running Android on Nintendo Switch or updating games without going online. Nintendo's anti-piracy initiatives have intensified recently, with many believing that the company is preparing for the eventual launch of its next console. The company recently revealed plans to prevent Switch 2 scalping, which is another indicator that Nintendo's next console might be closer than gamers expect. That last sentence is super weird. Have no fucking idea what a Switch 2 launch would have anything to do with stopping piracy bullshit. This is literally nothing new. Nintendo absolutely loves to throw lawsuits at anybody that has that illegally or like even remotely like half-heartedly like skirts a law around anything revolving any of their products, and has basically operated under this pretense and operated like this ever since their inception. Nintendo fucking hates emulators, but Nintendo also fucking hates giving you their games.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know that piracy is a problem, right? And I understand that piracy impacts like companies and individuals, and then it's a back end, right? But like, there's like another point of this article where like a $2.4 million lawsuit, that means literally nothing to Nintendo. That literally means nothing. But $2.4 million is enough to absolutely fucking tank a single website that is just offering like emulators and shit.
Or
also,
or
go ahead.
completely ruin someone's life, like 100%.
Yeah.
Literally, Nintendo literally does not give a fuck about the individuals behind this. They just don't want their products used illegally. It's really like the reason they use like the MIG devices and stuff is basically like if you own an original Nintendo Switch, like the way you jailbroke it was like it's a physical process, like to jailbreak an original like base Switch. I know some friends that have like jailbroken and modded their Switch, or like just of their own volition, right? And like they like to use it that way. I mean, obviously, like the second you do anything like that to the console, it null and voids everything you've ever done to it, warranties, whatever. Like you're basically saying that like once this console breaks, I'm fucked because I can't do anything with it because I've modded it or jailbroke it or hacked it or whatever the fuck. But dude, like this lawsuit might specifically be targeting the Switch, which is their current console, right? Which currently has lots of available games. But notoriously, every fucking Nintendo console, because of the designs of their console, once that console time has ended, it becomes ridiculously hard to obtain cartridges or games online. Or it even gets to the point to where Nintendo just says, fuck it, we're just going to start shutting shit down. And like, you either have to download this and update it right now, or you will never have access to it again, regardless of the fact that you spent your personal money on this and should own it forever. But like Nintendo doesn't want you to own Nintendo wants you to own their games for the lifetime of the console. They don't want you to own their games forever, because they want you to rebuy their motherfucking games when they just release it again on the console. Or like for the Switch's example, they want you to subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online to get access to those games. Because every single fucking game that is available on Nintendo Switch Online, you can pirate, folks. You can absolutely pirate. And you don't have to pirate it on a Switch emulator. You can pirate it on an emulator for another console. Piracy in and of itself, I have mixed feelings on as a person. But when it comes to Nintendo stuff, I am 100% for emulators, man. Because like because Nintendo fucking dissolves their product. They fucking dissolve their hardware. They dissolve their cartridges. And unless you were one of those motherfuckers that happen to be super smart enough to never trade in anything, to keep your collection knowing that shit's eventually all going to go away, I fucking hate this. I legit hate this. I hate it when Nintendo does anything because it's legit just big company, just dick swinging big company style. Because this only fucks the little guy. This literally if they lost $2.4 million in sales for Tears of the Kingdom, drop in the fucking bucket for them, dude.
Yeah, because that is probably got them hundreds of millions of dollars at this point for that.
Oh
game.
yeah, dude. They like that's such a marginal overhead for those guys.
This thing with all the games on it and all the cartridges I have on it is such a collector's item right now, especially this model specifically. It's insane.
But you want to know what I don't understand though, dude, is like they like some of these like these creators and like these pirators and these modders and these emulator creators, they like fucking destroy these guys. I mean, like literally, like this even this article was like super revealing. Like,
yeah,
we're talking people's screen names, like where, like basically where they operated from, like their actual real fucking names, dude. Yet that's for a Switch emulator. Yet you can literally officially on the goddamn Apple and Android like App Store, just go download My Boy right now.
Yep.
Right now. But why isn't My Boy shut down? That's an emulator. It's a Nintendo emulator.
Yeah. It's a Game Boy emulator.
It's a Game Boy Advance emulator, but it's never been hit.
And guess what?
But
I have it.
why is it? Yeah, I have it. I literally have My Boy installed on my phone personally right now.
Yeah.
I've used the Dolphin emulator for
Same
GameCube
here.
games in the past.
Yep.
But same thing. It's really interesting. Like you can tell, like they're obviously only targeting the stuff that's affecting their current bottom line. They don't give a shit about the old stuff, man. Like they're not targeting current emulator or like but they used to dive after those guys really hard. Like before they shut the Wii servers down, dude. Like you couldn't touch Wii U and Wii U emulation.
Mm-hmm.
But now they've basically moved on. But the thing is like they like do like a sweep, and then they're like, all right, we got all the ones that we cared about, and then like they move on to the next console, and then a few emulators are always left. Those basically just like monopolize that little market that's left. And like now, like My Boy is the Game Boy Advanced emulator, right? Like there used to be a bunch of them. And now like Dolphin is the GameCube emulator. And there used to be more than one, right? So like it's weird that like some of these guys out and outright get like lawsuited into oblivion and are never heard from again. Like, but yet other emulators are allowed to remain, right? It just feels very weird that like they are allowed to pick and choose which emulators and which piracy like creators they want to target for their own bottom dollar.
Yeah. I mean, I have a PlayStation emulator installed.
And Sony doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And Sony doesn't give a fuck.
It does PS1, PSP, PS2, and PS3 games.
Yeah. And Sony does not give a shit, dude. They were like, I've never even heard of Sony like opening a lawsuit for an emulator. Honestly, I've never heard anybody other than Nintendo doing this shit.
Yeah, 100%. It's Nintendo's just always done it. They've always gone after copyright, and like they even go after like hard YouTubers for like using their content sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like the way they choose, like, or like using it in like a misguiding light, or like something that like the company just disapproves of. It's really weird. Nintendo's always operated really strange. I know as far as like piracy and emulation goes, like people have strong feelings on that because it infects like companies and their bottom lines, and like I get all that, man. But at the end of the fucking day, like none of this shit's really impacting Nintendo. Let's be honest, folks. Like it's just not. like it's really not impacting their bottom line. Like they're just like, and like it's got nothing to fucking. It's got zero. It's got zero to do with scalpers in the launch of the second Switch. Yeah, like it nothing. Like it has no fucking like has nothing to do with scalpers at all, or scalping or anything like that. Like that's like a whole separate fucking issue. Like, so the fact that they threw that in at this end of this article is like feels like a diversion to me. They're like, no, that's like a whole other thing. Like,
well,
that they need to handle.
You know, it's funny because there was totally a whole other story about Nintendo, dealing with scalpers for their next console, which, like,
Yeah.
they
I keep
the
hearing a bunch
scalping
of
was
stuff
bad.
about them
Like,
wanting to. They're like the Switch 2 or the Switch successor will be like is planned to be widely available in all major retail stores, and I'm just like, okay, based off of what estimations though?
Yeah.
Like, you can't guarantee that that's just going to stay in stock until you release it.
they're just trying to stay in good faith. I know what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna go to my local GameStop, and I'm just gonna old school pre-order that console when it's announced.
That's probably what I'll do.
I'm just gonna go put down $100 on it, and then pay the rest when it comes out. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking that, because I have the first gen Switch, and to tell you the truth, after the new one comes out, I might do some things to that Switch. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Because
like,
it's
I don't know.
it's gonna be.
I have.
They're gonna turn off the servers within a couple years, and it's gonna become completely irrelevant.
You'll get like another strong decade. Like all in all, it'll be like 5 years of support, 5 years of like we'll keep everything on, and then they'll shut that shit the fuck off.
Yeah. DJ, like, any thoughts at all on Nintendo being Nintendo and them going off of emulators and platforms like that?
I mean, you guys already said everything. Like it's just weird that they would exert their power like in this way. I don't know, dude. You guys already said everything, so I have nothing else to say.
For sure. Question: Are you interested in getting the Switch 2 when that comes around? Since they mentioned it there.
Oh yeah, since you passed on the original Switch.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of have to, dude. Like, I feel like I got so much FOMO out of not getting the original Switch. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to experience the games that come with it because there's no other no Nintendo game is gonna come to PC anytime soon, ever.
Yeah, they don't third party their stuff pretty often.
They never do nothing, dude. I swear. Like, Nintendo is so ahead yet so behind on so many things. It's incredible how they exert their business model.
There are 2 Switch exclusive games. Actually, one was a 3DS exclusive, and then the second was a Switch exclusive that ended up coming to all other platforms, which is the only game I can think of ever. And that is Bravely Default and Bravely Default 2. Those were exclusive to Nintendo platforms when both of those.
Yeah, but we're never getting a Legend of Zelda on PC.
Oh, no, never.
Yeah, like
right? We're never getting a Mario Odyssey. We're never getting Mario Party, Mario Kart.
Nintendo titles go on Nintendo hardware. And
we're never getting a Fire Emblem game to PC, dude.
Yeah,
like it's like don't get me wrong, Bravely Default looks incredible. I've always wanted to play those games, but like I don't care until it's like something like huge. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. But Nintendo's Nintendo, dude.
I don't know if you know, DJ. Both those games are on Game Pass right now.
Might give it a try.
I haven't played the second one, but I did play the first one, and it is a fantastic game.
Yeah. Is it are Bravely and Bravely Default on?
Yeah, they're both on Game Pass.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew they put Octopath Traveler 1 and 2 on there.
Or no, not Bravely Default. Octopath.
Yeah.
That's what I've been meaning. Octopath. Disregard everything I just said. I've been meaning Octopath.
I was like I thought I would have noticed it was on PC. But...
I mean, Octopath still great game. made by the
Yeah,
same
no,
people
definitely
too.
Pretty sure this. I'm pretty sure it isn't, but wasn't the same. And correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it like the same team that
Yeah,
made Bravely
yeah.
Default that made Octopath Traveler?
Yeah. It is. And I think that's why I got them confused. But also, Octopath, great. I've also only played the first Octopath. I've played the first Bravely and the first Octopath.
I mean, the second one is overwhelmingly positive on Steam. So
Dude, I really liked Bravely Default until it did the false ending bullshit, and I was like, no, fuck you. I hate it when RPGs do this. I was like, because I was already irritated that like I made myself stick it out because it's obviously a turn-based game, and I was so like I beat like the first boss or like the final boss, and then it was like, and now we have to go back in time and do all the things again, and I was like, fuck that, fuck you, fuck this game. I turned that shit off so fucking fast, dude. Literally immediately like ejecto-cetoed that fucking cartridge and never returned to fucking Bravely Default, dude.
And in my eyes, you beat the game.
And then fucking yeah. And then there was another game that fucking did the same thing like a few years ago. That hand-drawn RPG that I really liked that came to Game Pass.
Oh, what was that
Mm,
called?
I can't remember.
I'm literally spacing the name of it. I really did legitimately enjoy it. And like I beat the fucking game, and then it's like, and now we have to go back to the temples, and I was just like, no.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna end this turn-based RPG talk on. I'm actually really excited for Expedition 33 to come out. Like, that actually looks really good.
I might have to give that a try. It looks pretty.
And I heard that the
And it's
turn
going to be
based,
like co-op, so
we might have to look into that then. But I also heard that the turn-based combat is like an active turn-based combat where you can like
it looks
hit
like it's a little bit
combos
more
and-
like a dragon.
yeah, you can hit combos.
Like where like you have like a
it's like Persona.
yeah, like you can hit
I've never played any of
combos,
it,
you
so.
can parry, and you can block in it. So,
Yeah, it's
So
a
it's more
very
active.
like
It's not just
it's a
pushing
very
A and selecting and
Persona-esque
building.
like style of game for the Western audience. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
it looks cool. And I like that it has like the monsters have a very like Final Fantasy meets Souls like type design
Yeah,
too.
I got that vibe just
Yeah.
from like
Yeah,
the
it's
world
like
overall.
it's like Persona that's outside of a high school, you know, so you don't have to
Yeah,
play
yeah.
it like high school.
It's like actual adults.
True.
yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. Speaking of crazy things though, and adults, DJ, can you tell the people this next story we got?
Yeah, we got gamer flies across country to attack MMO rival with a hammer.
Wild.
Excuse me. This comes from Zach Zweisen from Kotaku. And it starts with a man from New Jersey was charged with attempted second-degree murder over the weekend after he flew to Florida and attacked another gamer with a hammer, allegedly over dispute in an MMORPG, according to police. On the morning of June 23rd, Edward Kang, a 20-year-old man, was arrested by Nassau County, Florida police after arriving at the house of Zachary Din and allegedly assaulting him with a hammer he bought at a store just before the attack. According to police, as reported by the New York Times, Kang had never met Din in person, but the two allegedly interacted in the MMORPG ArcAge? Fuck, I gotta talk about that after. At this time, it's unknown exactly what happened between the two men online in the MMORPG, but police said the hammer attack was caused by an online altercation within ArcAge. Quote, I don't know what transpired between the victim and the suspect, but something made the suspect want to come down to Florida and injure the other individual, explained Sheriff Bill Leeper. According to police, Kang flew from Newark to Jacksonville, then checked into a Florida hotel on June 21st. Allegedly, Kang told his family he was traveling to Florida to visit a friend. After arriving in Florida, Kang visited a local hardware store and bought a hammer and a flashlight. Then, early on Sunday morning, while dressed in all black clothes and wearing a mask, Kang arrived at Din's house and entered via an unlocked door. Once he got in, Kang reportedly began attacking the victim with a hammer. Din's stepfather heard the commotion and intervened. The two then worked together to subdue the attacker and called the police. The New York Times reports Din was treated at a hospital for severe head wounds and was later released. Kang has been charged with attempted murder as well as armed burglary. He's currently being held in Nassau County Jail without bond. Kang reportedly called his mother and admitted to attacking someone, but said he had no plans to kill Din. Quote, "This is a weird one," said Sheriff Leeper during a news conference. "Some things make you say, Some things you just can't make up. There are some things that make you say, what in the world was he thinking? And there are some things that make you say, you're not going to believe this. This case makes you say all four of those." Police questioned Kang about why he attacked Din with a hammer, and he simply said he's a bad person online. Ironically, ArcAge, the MMORPG in which Kang and Din interacted with, which led to this whole attack, shut down due to a lack of users on June 27th.
That's ironic as fuck, honestly.
What the
Very
fuck?
ironic. So
What
these
the
guys
fuck
were
was all this,
possibly
bro?
the last remaining 50 players on this MMO. Two of the last 20 players.
Dude, not only did you attack somebody with a hammer over a video game, you attacked somebody with a hammer over a dead video game.
Yeah,
Dude.
and I've personally played this MMO.
Me too.
I've personally played this MMO. And if I were to describe it, it was like Genshin Impact before Genshin Impact, but just an MMORPG. It's just anime, very cutesy fucking MMORPG that very reminiscent of just a regular MMO. So I just don't get how the fuck they could beef this hard over a game like that. I wouldn't. I run into a lot of people that I don't like on the internet, but I wouldn't take a flight and then book a hotel and then drive to a hardware store, pick out a hammer, pick out a flashlight, go to the clerk, ring my shit up, and then don all black clothes and a mask to then drive to or Uber to this person's house and burglarize them first of all, and then second of all try to beat them with the hammer. I've never been. I don't think I could hold a grudge for that long,
Dude, honestly, what's really wild about that is as you're reading the story, I was like, dude, this probably had to take place over days or even weeks to set this shit up.
but this situation could fester for months.
Yeah, dude, it could have been for months,
years,
though.
dude.
But dude, I have legitimately in my fucking 32 years of life never gotten so upset with somebody I literally don't know their real fucking name, right? That they're a goddamn, as far as I'm concerned, they're a fucking character on a screen, right? I've had so many. I played World of Warcraft, man. I remember what Baron's chat was like. That shit was toxic as fuck. That shit was disgusting. We said horrible, awful, terrible things for each other. But I don't think anybody in my MMO history of all of their lives has ever gone out of their way to literally attack somebody else in real fucking life over it, dude. That's some road rage shit.
Yeah, I don't get it's over an MMORPG. I would understand maybe it was a PvP.
I wish I could have been in the server.
PvE. You know what I'm saying? Some Tarkov. You just get fucking ransacked for your shit, right? At losing progress, or just getting dominated in a video game.
I want to know what transpired.
That's what I'm saying. I genuinely want to know what in the fuck could have happened between these two individuals.
Because first, this guy Kang, he has to find out who Zachary Din is.
Yeah, he had to look him up. Or they at least had a rivalry that was so fucking strong they knew who each other was.
Yeah, because he claimed he wasn't gonna kill him. He just wanted to hit the guy with the hammer. Allegedly.
But why the fuck would you, dude? A hammer is such an aggressive choice.
But he flew from Newark to Jacksonville, Florida. So I thought, maybe on the flight over, and then he gets to the airport, and then like he feels that hot air and like vitamin D, and he's. I mean, I know Jacksonville is not like the greatest place in the world, but it's Florida. I think it's better than Newark. Newark, New Jersey. If I have to be honest, climate wise. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he just didn't soak up enough vitamin D to like make that situation. Like maybe he's landed and he's like, well, since I'm here, like I might as well go beat up my online rival.
Yeah.
This is just bizarre.
Get some help, King. You
I-
need some help, buddy.
I found the CBS News article that shows what King looks like and the exact hammer that he tried to use, and I put it in staff chat for you guys to look at.
I
That
was
hammer,
about to say,
dude. He had to pick out that hammer because
Yeah.
I just looking at the photo of the hammer.
Yeah,
Like that's not just a regular hammer.
Ain't no fucking way.
that's a hammer. That's a framing hammer. He wanted to kill him.
Oh god damn, dude, he looks like he
Is
attacked
this
people in
between
real
two
life in
Asian
video
guys? Because
Yes.
Din is like a very that's like a
Yes.
Vietnamese last name.
And
I actually wasn't
Kang,
even.
I don't know
I
about
actually didn't
Kang.
even- Dude, he looks a little sus. Like he's
Yeah.
got like look. He's like
look, I'm
He
not
looks
gonna be
upset.
making assumptions, but he looks like he has something on his computer that he shouldn't, and the FBI would raid his house for it.
Like it's just
Am I wrong?
he
Yeah,
does
I mean,
a
like,
little bit.
he does,
A
but
little
I'm
bit.
saying like it just this whole situation. I mean, like
It's
this
fucking
isn't
wild,
like this
dude.
isn't a new thing. We've heard stories like throughout the years of like someone like killing someone
Doing
else
crazy
over a
shit
video
for
game.
weird-
Or like
Yeah.
swatting, you know?
Yeah, or like actually someone dying. I mean, I'm pretty sure they said Din had severe head wounds, so like he could have actually died. So
Dude, wow, this guy was only
it's
20 years
wild,
old.
dude. Wild
Well, the attacker was 23.
over arc age,
No,
dude.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the attacker was only 20 years old, dude.
No. The
like,
attacker
literally-
was 23. The victim was 20 years old.
Okay, no, I was thinking about the wrong game when I said the anime shit, but like and
Well,
I've
it says right
still
here,
played
Edward
this.
Kang 20 from Newark.
I've still played this MMO. It was actually kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
But,
No, Arcade
um,
was actually pretty decent.
very
like
decent.
for what it was. Like obviously, like it
Um,
ran its time, but like the game was old when it shut down. But dude,
Yeah.
it's fucking like so like a loss of users. But god damn, man, like who the fuck? Like I can't attacking, dude. That's like such a especially like this
extreme.
article includes like it's just like it shows a really low level of like emotional intelligence.
Oh, 100%.
Like low emotional intelligence, because like you had a lot of time to come to terms with that shit and you just didn't.
Yeah. It really makes me want to know what kind of altercations these two have had and what was said. You know what I mean?
Well, dude, and you also got to think like in a game like Arc Age, like if they were playing that shit and like it was in the
yeah,
process
like
of
what
dying,
would
like,
cause
they
them to have a
probably-
rivalry in the first place?
Like so, like dude, yeah, man, like this is obviously like some whale shit for sure. Like if they were sticking around for a dying game, the whole thing is super weird.
Yeah.
Like it like you read it and you're like this could have absolutely been avoided for a number of reasons.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Well, something that wasn't avoided, but I'm actually happy about, guys. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster release date revealed. Will run in 4K and 60 FPS in the RE engine. This is coming from Taylor Lyles over at IGN. After unexpectedly teasing the game last week, Capcom has shared new details on Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, confirming, among other things, that it will release on September 18th, 2024. Saying, quote, "It wouldn't be an exaggeration to call this game a remake," developer Ryosuke Mirai said. I butchered that so terribly. I apologize. Said a new release will run in 4K 60 FPS on the RE engine and will include quality of life improvements like the ability to move while aiming, as well as improvements to NPC behavior. Are you looking up the pronunciation? Oh, you're muted.
Rysosuke Mirai is their name, but no, I
Rysosuke.
didn't look it up.
Okay. Capcom has also, quote,
I just had to read it.
fine-tuned
I was like,
the
wait,
interface
what was the name?
and added autosave functionality, and the story will be fully voiced in 9 languages. Yo, what up, Shane? In addition to the standard edition, Capcom is planning to release a digital deluxe edition that will include additional costumes and mall background music. A physical release is set for November 2024. Oh, it's getting physical. So, with Dead Rising returning, though it has been years since the new Dead Rising game was developed, the franchise's return seemed possible. In early February, Capcom posted a quote-unquote super elections survey on its website, asking players if they would like a sequel or spin-off to its dormant franchises such as Dead Rising, Okami, and Dino Crisis. Dead Rising was originally released in 2006 and quickly became among the more desirable games available exclusively on the Xbox 360. The franchise ushered in a new franchise for Capcom during the late 2000s and 2010s, including 3 sequels. The most recent entry of the franchise before the announcement of Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster was Dead Rising 4, released in 2016 for Xbox One and PC before a PS4 port titled Frank's Big Package was released a year later. Dead Rising 4 was met with mixed reception and was reported to have underperformed sales-wise. The poor sales performance of Dead Rising 4 led to the cancellation of the new Dead Rising game, in addition to the closing of Capcom Vancouver, formerly Blue Castle Games, which developed Dead Rising games, starting in 2010 with Dead Rising 2 prequel Case Zero. In our review of Dead Rising, IGN wrote, "Though Dead Rising may seem like a simple, mindless game when you first pick it up, it eventually reveals itself as a deeper experience. Tons of extras are packed into Willamette's shops. There are magazine power-ups and special drink mixes to be brewed, lots of clothing combinations, and countless pictures to be taken, and plenty of NPCs to be saved." Guys, this was one of my favorite games on the original 360. Back in the day. It was one of the first games I ever had because I'm pretty sure this game came out like 9 months after the 360 released back in the day.
I remember playing like 20 minutes of this game and hating it.
Really? I liked it, dude. And so I had this weird obsession with that movie Dawn of the Dead when they were in the mall, back in high school. And this game was kind of like a pseudo like RP experience to me for that like movie. You know what I mean? And
yeah, there was the tone of Dead Rising is what missed me.
Oh, really? I thought it was funny. And I actually liked it.
I
It
liked
was like
Dead Island a little better.
Dead Island
Dead
didn't
Island better.
but Dead Island didn't come out for like 4 years after this game.
Yeah, no, dude, I literally I was of the mind that basically every zombie game sucked before Dying Light came out.
Bro, you can't say that about Resident Evil.
Dude, I don't like Resident Evil. I have played one I've played one Resident Evil game, and Resident Evil is not a zombie game. Not to me. It's literally never, it's always been about more than just zombies.
Yeah, but it is based around zombies, and that is the core of the game,
But no, I played the one on the GameCube, and I was just like, this isn't for me.
What, Resident Evil 4?
Yeah,
which is crazy. It's like one of the most coveted games of all time, too.
Fucking hated it. Literally couldn't I remember playing it as a teenager, and I was just like, I hated the way it looked. I hated the way it played.
Yeah.
Yeah,
crazy.
Dude, it's why I've never touched any of the modern Resident Evil games. I've never played Biohazard. I've never played Village. I've never played any of those because I played 4 and it left a bad taste.
That's so crazy.
I like the idea of Resident Evil. Like, I've seen the movies and the lore's cool and all that stuff.
The movies suck compared to the games.
Well, I know. Well, yeah, and I
Yeah.
understand that like completely.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not like the movies are just cool for other reasons. Like, but yeah, I don't like Resident Evil. No, but I really like. I genuinely like actually meant that. Like, Dying Light was like my awakening to zombie games. I hated everything that came before.
Yeah. 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 Let's see. Catching up with Shane here in chat. Oh, nice. Well, thanks for hopping in before you get on your Final Fantasy 14 grind. I've been debating it, man, but I'm so like Destiny right now. Like,
It's fine. You can skip Dawn Trail right now. It's buggy as shit.
is it really?
I'm not even playing it, and that's all I'm hearing about is bugs. There's lots of them.
That's very unfortunate.
Which is a shame because it's the first time I've ever seen one of the expansions released, and I've heard more about bugs than gameplay.
That's unfortunate. Well, hopefully they can turn that around.
Yoshi P even apologized. There's an article.
Oh, well, damn.
That's how bad it is.
Damn.
Dude. I feel like I think I'm just never gonna be able to get into that game. I've given it so many tries, and I just can't get past like the first part.
Dude, you
Like,
have
it's
to
just
love MMOs, and you have to love traditional MMOs. And if you don't like traditional MMOs, on top of having a fierce love for Final Fantasy, because that game is insane, dude. Like that game's lore is like its own own thing.
It pulls from every other Final Fantasy game too.
It's just I still don't think it's great for new players.
I don't think it is either.
Even,
I don't think
even with the changes, it's not. It's
like I feel like
not.
I had to be there like day one into that whole fiasco, and then they reset A Realm Reborn, and then like I felt like I had to be there for that to appreciate
I feel like if
the
you
game.
didn't get in like at least after the first expansion, like you missed like that, like you just missed
because
the
like
train.
I try getting back in every time because like I want a good MMORPG to sink my teeth into.
Mhm.
Dude, mine's WoW. I just
it's
keep coming back to
great.
WoW.
It is a great game. And I like it personally, but I'm still only in the first expansion, and I just don't have the time to play it personally. And I own all of the expansions except for the newest one. And one of these days, I really do just need to buckle down and
If
play
you
it.
just do nothing but story content, though, Devin, like literally just focus on getting yourself to the current expansion, you're still looking at like hundreds of hours.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I don't know if you remember. A few months ago, I golden pathed the main quest line.
I remember.
And I beat it. I beat the game. Like I beat it solo and stuff. Like, and I golden pathed it, and it still like. Let me see how many hours I have in that game.
I think it took you I mean, obviously like inside outside like game sessions, but it took you like a month.
It took me a long time. I have 132 hours in the game, and that's with golden pathing. And
he's still inside the first expansion.
Yeah, and that was with
like
golden
base
pathing.
Game. First expansion. That's so much, dude. Because
dude.
even World of Warcraft got rid of like all that because World of Warcraft understand that like if we want people to come play our game, we can't. It's unrealistic to force them to play over a decade's worth of expansion content.
But like it's also the community of that plays the player base also agrees with like the Square Enix, whoever runs fucking Final Fantasy 14, they're just like, oh yeah, dude, you could just start, like come play the game.
Okay.
And
the community is great.
The Final Fantasy tour, like our articles, they're like now, it's like it's never been a better time to start Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, and I'm like,
okay,
it's just wait, it's the same shit I was doing. I tried doing a year ago, and I'm doing the same shit now, and I can't get past.
It's still not a great time to start. You lied to me.
You can. I mean, yeah, the game is free up to Stormblood, but he's talking about the time it takes to get caught up, Shane. He's talking about the daunting amount of time it takes to get that
even
caught
if
up.
you were to just golden pass that bad
even if it's 40 to 60 hours per each content, we're on like what, expansion 5 or 6? If you just say 50 times 6, that's over 300 hours of gameplay.
And that's if you are literally being 100% optimal all of the time, every single
which you're
time
not
you log
gonna
into
be.
the game. Because it's an MMO, you are going to get pulled away.
Distracted.
You
when
are
I
going
play
to get
game.
fucking distracted.
It is.
You're looking at hundreds and hundreds of fucking hours to be able to even fucking sniff
Yeah.
Dawn Trail, dude. To be able to sniff the fart of a player that's playing Dawn Trail. You have hundreds of hours ahead of you, dude.
I
Yeah, dude.
do want to emphasize this in no way means we think it's a bad game whatsoever.
No,
this is
it's
a
just
fantastic
daunting. It's just
game.
daunting.
No, it's just
It's-
I don't
it's-
I don't know if it's just me, but like whenever I boot up an MMO that has already been established, like I feel like I'm getting stared at like a peasant.
Hey,
Yeah,
And
like
I don't know if I don't know if I like that.
Why is everybody looking?
Hey,
Ev-
Shane, if you
ever-
want to start from the beginning, that's perfectly fine. I am not challenging you. We're just saying that it is a lot of time and it is daunting to look at. That's it.
Yeah, like Shane, I've no doubt that you can do that. I cannot do that. I
Yeah.
can't do that. For me, like
No,
like
dude, I'm either starting a new MMO or I'm going back to something.
yeah,
I've
dude.
already
If
played.
a new MMO
Like,
pops up, I gotta be there day
can't
one.
Jump.
I gotta
like
be there.
I can't jump into like something
That's
that's
why-
like.
That's
I've
what I
come back to
thought I
World of
would be
Warcraft
with.
because I have history with World of Warcraft, right? I can justify bringing it back.
Yeah, I thought it would be that would be for me for New World.
yeah.
I thought that just it didn't work out.
You guys talking over each other just now was such fucking chaos. It was like you guys are just screaming over each other. It was. I just want to.
The gear came out clear to me, dude. I was just trying to get my shit off.
But I'm trying to pause. Like I feel like I've been doing pretty good stopping mid sentence.
I look, it's a great game. I'm gonna play it again. I'm committed. I bought the expansions. The game isn't gonna be going down anytime soon. I know that. It's just right now I'm playing Destiny, and so eventually I'm gonna get into that. But going back to Dead Rising, I'm gonna play this. I'm wondering, since this was an exclusive game to Xbox, if they're gonna try and get it on Game Pass in any way.
That wouldn't be. Oh yeah, I could see it going to Game Pass.
Yeah.
So is this like this is the original that's getting remastered?
Yeah, the very first one. And they said they did a lot of quality of life improvements. And I think with Capcom being on the rise lately with a lot of their games and like having a lot of good faith, especially with the way that they've been treating the Resident Evil series and the fact that this is in the RE engine too, just like Dragon's Dogma 2 was, I think that engine is actually really incredible, to say the least. And I think this is going to be worth to try, especially like I would love to see. I can't remember if this game had co-op in the original one, but I would love to see some form of co-op because it would be fun running around a mall with a friend and like crafting wacky, crazy weapons and like performing challenges and stuff like that. But like this game always had more of a comedic approach to that kind of zombie gameplay. And I feel like someone like you, especially if this was a Game Pass game, would appreciate it a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that probably be the only reason I tried it because I like Dead Island, and obviously, like I understand that like Dead Island's tone is a lot less serious, right? But when it came to like Dead Island and Dead Rising, like I played Dead Rising and like it just didn't hit, and then I played Dead Island when that came out later, and I liked that. And then obviously like after Dead Island came out, that's what got us Dying Light in the first place. So because that was Techland and Quicksilver. But like that's what ended up like making me kind of love that. So who's the team doing the remaster?
It didn't specify, but
like,
I think it's in-house at Capcom though.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're using the RE engine specifically, and the RE engine is only available to Capcom.
Okay, so their first party, doing a remaster.
Yeah.
I like this that they're doing like polls and kind of reaching out to like the communities, be like, hey, we have some dormant IPs, but also how the fuck did Dead Rising get picked over Dino Crisis? How?
They did release a poster, I think it was today or like within the last couple days, saying happy 25th anniversary to Dino Crisis.
Yeah,
So
we fucking deserve a remake
I think that is very possible to happen. And here's my theory. They've done the Resident Evil remakes, right? Of the old Resident Evil games.
What, 1, 2, and 3 now, yeah?
They've just done 2 and 3.
Oh.
And 4.
Oh, really?
And 4. Yeah, they've done 2, 3, and 4.
But I know they've done 3 games, but I just assumed they started with the first one.
No, they haven't done the first one. A lot of people think that's going to be the next one. But I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if they did Dino Crisis instead and gave it the same love like they did with those Resident Evil
I play
remakes.
Okami too, man.
Okami's great. Okami's fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
I liked Okami.
Yeah. I honestly, I want a new Okami, and I want it to be on the Switch.
Yeah, that's
The new
literally
Switch 2. That's where I
Yep.
want it. That's where I
exactly
want
it
it.
needs to go.
Exactly. I need to be able to lay in my bed with some mood lighting and have that thing right in front of my face and have tears of
Yep.
joy while I play that game. But I I think Capcom does remasters and remakes the best out of everybody, though. I do want to emphasize that.
As far as like doing it themselves, yeah, like
Yeah.
everybody else has been smart enough to like, because like not every remaster is like is the same. I would say because like the only ones that does remasters of the same quality as them. It didn't even, and honestly, I don't even know if I was gonna say Naughty Dog, but I don't even know if I can say that because like Naughty Dog's PC ports kind of suck.
That and the fact that they decided to remaster a game that literally only came out a few years
Like 3
ago.
years ago.
Yeah. I don't like Naughty Dog right now. I really don't like their leadership either. Like,
Fuck Neil Druckmann.
yeah, Neil's a fucking piece of shit. So
Yeah, he's
Yep.
not. Fuck Neil.
yeah, fuck Neil Druckmann. Yeah, fucking. It pains me that I love his video games. But fuck Neil.
I hate that his brain helped create like an IP that I ended up really, really thoroughly kind of ended up
Yeah.
like coming around to really love after like avoiding it for many years. But yeah, he sucks.
Yeah. But there's a lot more important people that worked on that game.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
it wasn't just him. So
Yeah. Well, some wild stories and some crazy and good shit. It was kind of a mixed bag today, huh? We're gonna move
yeah,
on
man.
to our final segment. And DJ, could you tell the people what that is?
Well, sirs, we are going in to the
Oh,
end
you're not
game.
doing you're not doing game releases?
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I actually totally skipped that. But while we're in the end game, we're gonna talk about game releases this week.
There's only 5 this week, so
Exactly. Today, just like we were talking in chat with Shane, we got the release of Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail, and that came out on not only just PC, but also the PS5, Xbox Series XS, and the PS4. So, multiple ways to play Final Fantasy XIV right now.
Yeah, I played it on PlayStation 4 a little bit when I did.
I played it on the Xbox when they were doing the free to play.
UI's all right. They could have done worse with how much they had going on.
I used to play with a controller on PC, so I was already kind of used to it. But when I do play that game, I play mouse and keyboard now. It's just, yeah. Also, what came out today? Yeah, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard came out on Mac.
Wait, does that say iOS like goddamn iPhone?
iOS. Let's check it out. Here real quick. Let's look at it. I have
Like,
to.
is that shit in the App Store?
I'm looking it up right now. Let's see how much it is. I'm gonna look up Resident Evil because
Guess it's $20.
Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. It just says get. It just says get.
If it
Wait, you
says
can just
get, that means there's
what?
in-app purchases.
Yeah, in-app
Yeah.
purchases, right?
Yeah. But yeah, it says controller recommended. I do have the 15 Pro,
That
so
tracks.
I can run these kinds of games on this phone.
That's
Like-
wild. That's actually crazy that you can do that.
Yeah. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Oh, Resident Evil 4 remake is on here too. I forgot about that. And so is Resident Evil Village.
That's crazy.
That's wild. Like I'm looking
What
at
a
that
strange place to play
on
your
my
Resident Evil
phone.
titles.
That is wild.
Hmm.
DJ Flight says with those you can only get to a certain percentage of the game and then you have to pay for the rest. Okay, so it's like a trial. So
That's fair.
yeah,
Oh.
and
I was
honestly,
about to say I
that's
was
not
expecting
bad.
you'd have to pay, which is I mean
Not
I
bad
get
at
it.
they
all.
should
Even
let
though
you
it's
do
on-
that on game consoles and PC. Crazy. It's like a free trial to try the game to see if you like it before you can buy it. Just like how we used to get demo discs.
We are getting
Wild.
demos. Like demos are kind of making a comeback though.
Yeah, dude, I miss Jam Pack. That was one of my favorite things when I was a kid. Also released today on PS5, Xbox Series XS, PS4, Xbox One, and PC is the First Descendant. I know Garrick's been playing that.
I have mixed,
Mhm.
dude. I can't decide if I like it or not. Like I have things I like about it. Literally, like the opening cutscene, I laughed and rolled my eyes. Because like no joke, it was just like the aliens invaded and then they defeated us. And humanity lost all hope. And then an even worse enemy showed up, and we lost even more hope. But then we got magical alien powers from the past, and now humanity has hope again. And I was like, oh, this sounds familiar.
This is like your mom saying we have destiny at home.
Yeah. So the story beats have reminded me of Destiny so far. The perspective has reminded me of Outriders, and the movement aside from and the movement and the systems have reminded me of Warframe. And like not necessarily the best of all those games.
Yeah. Yeah, and here's my thoughts on this, Garrick. You can't all of a sudden like this game and play this more than you're playing Destiny because we have financially
no.
committed to you playing Destiny now.
I cannot see myself getting into this game like beyond dabbling. Like I got to like about an hour with it today, and like I actively wanted to put it down. Like I played like an hour, like did like the first hour of this game reminded me painfully of the opening hour of Outriders in all of the wrong ways.
that game, Outriders, like I think I don't know if I've ever played a game like that and been so like just disinterested after giving it the most fair shot ever. You know?
Dude, and I really do feel like I'm trying to give this a fair shake. I'm not trying to be biased or anything with it, but yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna get a good chunk in over the weekend, so I should hopefully have a hands-on for y'all next week to see if it's actually worth
Nice.
your time being a free to play.
Yeah. With these games coming out, Anthem probably wasn't that bad, huh, people?
Yeah.
Also coming out this week, July 4th, on National Blow Shit Up Day, we're getting Zenless Zone Zero on PS5, PC, iOS, and Android. And then on July 5th, The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak, the anime game, on PS5, PS4, Switch, and PC. So that is our new games of the week. Short list, but I'd say the first two of that list are definitely really good ones. Honestly, still wild that
Zenless Zone Zero looks like it's gonna do pretty good. That's MiHoYo.
Yeah. Okay.
It's on my Fantasy Critic, so
That's right. I forgot about that.
People have keeping an eye on that one. That'll probably be one of the better releases this week.
Yeah. I'll look into that. I do like anime games. Oh no, what just happened here? That was weird. Interesting. Everybody's still there?
what?
Yeah. Our cameras went like blank for a second. Guys, we are going to get into our Endgame topic now. And with that being said, we are going to talk about the Game of the Year contenders so far. Lots of games have already come out this year, and there's definitely some contenders for Game of the Year. Some actually surprisingly really great games. We're going to talk about what games we think have a chance to be top dog this year, and maybe take a little guesses on what's to come. This is going to be a short headlining topic today because we're just gonna go over things. And I did put in the notes, guys, I did put a link to the best reviewed games so far of 2024.
Yeah, I have Metacritic pulled up.
Perfect. So let's get into it.
Are we
guys.
just kind of tossing like so how are we doing this?
We're doing this based off of actual reviews, so not our personal opinion.
How are we just giving like one each?
Yeah, let's
Like what we
let's
think
just kind of
discuss. Our best
discuss.
one's gonna be for the
let's
year.
just discuss it as a group. You know what I mean?
Okay.
um, and go from there. I'm gonna go to Metacritic as well, but Garrick, if you could please start us off with this.
Absolutely. I've been racking my brain, and honestly, right now, like, and it sounds like we're gonna have like an independent, like another like episode around this conversation independently.
Mhm.
Uh, but like, I know there's been some hot DLCs this year, but like, I'm just not really sure like how those DLCs and expansions play into the game of the year conversation. So just because I have a lack of understanding, I'm going to bench those just personally. I'm not saying you guys have to. I'm just doing so because I don't really have I'm not super confident in voting for one of those. But I honestly feel like right now, I feel like there's two games that have released this year that I feel like are probably like the biggest contenders. I'll just give you guys one. So obviously, like you guys can toss it out two, so I don't double down. But I think mine's right now. I think where I'm at is probably. I actually, even though it's not the highest reviewed game of the year, I actually think this might be the first year that we get a fighting game that gets game of the year. I actually like as much as I want to like maybe pass it off to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I think Tekken 8 is a legit contender this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I think DJ's got some thoughts to weigh in on that one.
Like I would agree with you, Garrick. Like honestly, as a package, yes. You know what I'm saying? But it's been a lot of negative reviews on the game because of it's like the way they decide to monetize it, which is like standard for every other fighting game.
Yeah, but
Major,
I don't. Yeah, that's why I think like that stuff's going to be kind of tossed to the side because like if you're looking at it
yeah,
critically, it's sitting at like a clean 90. It's done really well this year. It's the fighting game like Multiversus has gotten released, got no traction. Everybody's still like as far as like fighting games that are being discussed right now, it's Tekken 8. Like nobody's
yeah. It's
talking about
Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6. I think
and Street Fighter
they
6.
released
Like
the
Multiverse is
number.
nothing.
Yeah, they released the numbers for Evo, like the amount of entrants for each fighting game for Evo this year.
Hmm.
Tekken 8 is second with 5,000 entrants, 5,000 some
What's
entrants.
is Street Fighter 6 first?
Yeah, it's 6,000, so 1,000 more.
Okay.
But
See, dude, but like, and honestly, that's super comparable. And honestly, I'm not even really shocked because like, Street Fighter 6 has been out for a little bit longer. It had a little bit more time to build a steady player base. Fucking
and there's more
M
content.
Bison getting released, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
right. Like, so like they've got more. They've got a little bit longer to do that. And so, but I also feel like fighting games are like really on the come up right now. Like, we're finally
Hmm.
getting to the era to where like fighting games are probably closer to what these like devs have envisioned these games they wanted them to be all their lives. So like I don't know. I think because you're right. I think there is like a lot of there was like a lot of negative community feedback around Tekken 8, but I think the critical reception was so strong that I think we might see it pop up in conversation at
Yeah,
the end of the year.
I would be stoked if it was just nominated, like for just the award and stuff. Like if we get down to it, I know. I don't know if it's releasing this year or next year, but League of Legends fighting game 2XKO is releasing sometime either this year or next year.
I didn't realize they were doing a fighting game. That's interesting.
Yeah, they're doing a tag
With League
fighter. Like
roster?
yeah, with the league roster. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're doing like a 2D tag um tag actually it's 2v2. It's a 2v2 fighter. So you and your friend like tag in. It's
Interesting.
something like that, I think. Um that or
So
you play
they're
1v1 and
trying to
you
carve a spot for themselves in space.
yeah, it and it's made by two guys that are known in the fighting game scene. Like so it has a lot of backing. A lot of people have been playing it. They've been getting a lot of notable like FGC like celebrities, I don't know, like players, pros to come and play and they've been liking it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, who knows? Uh but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like as it sits right now, I think Tekken 8 is definitely a contender. My personal pick, even though I haven't played the game, but just off of like reception, and this comes from some like bias. Obviously, it's probably Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You know, and I think that makes a lot of sense.
And dude, I think that's like I think there's like 3 really strong, like, oh, these are like the titles so far this year, and I do feel like, and like if we're not including expansions in the conversation just at the present, like I do wholeheartedly agree that like at the end of the year, if Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is not part of the conversation, that's wild.
Yeah, it
definitely.
is extremely wild.
Wish I
I
could play it, dude.
dude, same. They need to fucking make a PC port already. They did it for the first one. Did you play the first one through yet, DJ?
I have not, dude.
You
I still
have
haven't.
to play Rebirth. You have to. Like you
Yeah, I know,
absolutely
dude,
have
but-
to. And Remake is fucking fantastic. I played Remake on PC. So I played the PC port. That's the only version of the game I played. And I fucking
Yeah.
loved it. I loved it.
Yeah,
I even
still need to
streamed
play
it for
through
GK.
Intergrade.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. But you know, but like I'm looking at this list, right? And like so far contenders wise, if we're looking at games that are going to contend, it's probably going to be if expansions are included, it's going to be Shadow of the Erd Tree. It's going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Animal Well. I think Animal Well is going to get considered.
Animal Well will probably it's probably going to get nominated for just about every indie award this year. I think under the because I'm pretty sure it was made by a single dev, if I recall. Like programmers. It's not a company. His name is Billy Basso. Billy Basso made Animal Well.
It's gonna win best indie game of the year, 100%.
This is gonna get awards. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tekken 8. Even though I think the story, granted, this is a beautiful game, it has cool mechanics. I just think the story is very boring, and I think the characters have no like substance or emotional weight to them. Horizon Forbidden West is probably going to be
but that's just because that was that was the complete edition, so like it's just a PC port, if I recall.
Oh yeah, that was last year, huh? Wasn't it?
Yeah, that was last year's game. But like the sentiment that you made, the statement was basically everybody's general consensus. Like Horizon Forbidden West feels like a really, really awesome tech demo for what the PlayStation 5 can do, without like having any heart.
Yeah,
I know. Ernell was really high on Hellblade this year, but I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it.
I don't even see it up here that high at all.
The conversation for Hellblade 2 was very minimal because it didn't innovate and it didn't expand enough in the right ways on what
it just did it again. It just did the number one again.
I heard it was an interactive movie.
It's like I've heard it was a great art experience and an expression of what like a video game can look like to be truly and to look and sound truly beautiful. But like from a game, from like a moment to moment gameplay standpoint, it did not hit the mark.
Yeah, so it was like the same feeling of the first game. Like you're like, oh my god, like this is what video games can be. I wonder how they'll make it into like a really great game for the second one, and then the second one's just the same.
Yeah, more of the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is definitely
Infinite Wealth is going to be Infinite Wealth and Dragon's Dogma 2 are like going to skirt. I feel like those two games are going to skirt the game of the year like contender all fucking year.
I was gonna mention Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yes.
Dragon's Dogma 2 pretty good.
Now,
pretty good.
If we're counting expansions though, like Erd Tree, I think the Final Shape deserves a place in this game of the year conversation, because that story, Garrick, you haven't experienced it yet.
If expansions, no, dude, I don't even have to play the Final Shape to know that if expansions are included, Erd Tree wins the fucking year, and everybody's fucking playing for second.
I know, 100%, but like, I still think the Final Shape should be part of the conversation. It is getting 9s. It has gotten 10s. I mean, you heard the review from all of us about it. Like, it's
it's the whole reason I'm playing it.
Yeah, as far as like accessibility in a game, because we know the accessibility isn't that great for Elden Ring. You know what I mean? The final shape is the only negative impact that I feel like the final shape has is the fact that like Bungie has dropped the ball in the past. You know what I mean? And I feel like that weight kind of still
Just
holds up.
just like the previous burns,
Yeah.
leaving scars.
Yeah. However,
For sure.
depending on how things go with Dawn Trail, Shane in chat, I
Control could be up there too.
I-
Outside of the technical issues.
yeah, I think Destiny gets best ongoing game this year at best. You know what I mean? I think that they're kind of a shoo-in for it as of right now because of where it's sitting with the DLC and everything.
Good.
Yeah.
Dude, there's some like honestly like this year's game of the year awards is going to be kind of interesting because like there's some sleeper games like on this like on the Metacritic list that I'm looking at
Mhm.
that like are probably going to pop up in the conversation. Like obviously like I Mario Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake will probably come up. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes will probably we'll probably see in like indie award conversation all year. It's interesting. We do, and Unicorn Overlord will probably win some things.
Mm.
Alan Wake, the Night Spring expansion will probably like, dude, like we have had so many, like we haven't had like as many like big stellar like 90 plus games this year, but we have had a fuck ton of games that are like solid 8 out of 10s.
Yeah. Here's my thing though. Here's my thing. I don't think remakes or remasters should be included in Game of the Year conversation whatsoever. That's my personal take because that is a game that's already come out and it's had its time and place in the year that it's come out, right? I
like it won't get Game of the Year or anything. It'll just get like some awards.
Yeah, because I think Game of the Year should be reserved for brand new content. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't think anybody was saying. I don't think anybody even.
I think you should get.
Was saying, yeah.
Do they
like,
have a?
This is going to be in the award conversation. I don't think I don't think any of us have ever even suggested that remakes are worthy.
Yeah. They should just have a best remake / remaster award at this point. If they want to go that route and consider things. DJ, you were gonna have a question?
I was gonna say like I'd probably have a segment at the Game Awards, like best expansion or whatever thing. But I was gonna say there hasn't been a single like game or expansion besides Shadow of the Erd Tree. I think Shadow of the Erd Tree is fantastic. That has blown us away this year. You know what I mean? Like last year was stellar, dude.
I disagree. The final shape made me cry. Okay.
But that's because you have a long history with
exactly.
with
but
Destiny.
that blew me away personally. You know what I'm saying? And you haven't played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth yet, and I haven't. But Ernell said that was one of the best gaming experiences he's had in his whole life. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think there have been blown away moments, but it just depends on that person's bias.
Yeah, it's definitely been a person to person because like I'm with you, DJ. I have not been blown away this year like the way that I have in years past.
Like last year, I felt like Baldur's Gate 3 spoiled the fuck out of me.
Oh, 100%. But that's just
like Helldivers 2 is still my personal game of the year.
That blew us away too. But that blew us away too with its like we all played that game like religiously for months.
Helldivers 2 is my biggest blow away as of like for this year. But like nothing has even given me even like a fraction of the excitement that Helldivers 2 gave me.
I know Destiny seems kind of daunting to you right now, and I know that you kind of got some FOMO, but also we've just been kind of talking about it a lot, Garrick. But I really do hope that you get some substance out of that story because I since you have followed the game, I
probably will. I just don't want anybody to be upset with me if I just feel satisfied with finishing the story.
I think I will be satisfied if you just go, that was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just want to feel fulfilled. Like I want to roll credits on Final Shape and be like, this was worth having been here since 2014. Like
Yeah.
that's all
Yeah.
that's the only thing that's the only feeling I want.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I think as of right now, if expansions are considered, Erdtree will win. But if expansions are not considered, as of right now, with what has released, I personally think it's going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Um,
Yeah, probably.
and that's just my like I said, my personal bias. However, I'm looking into some upcoming games here that can definitely be considered for a lot of these conversations here, because we still
The
have a lot.
October month's looking a little stacked.
Yeah, we have a lot for the rest of the year, actually. um I'm not gonna lie, Star Wars Outlaws looks a little better every time I see it, and I'm more interested
It-
every time I see it.
Dude, I'm like cautiously optimistic at this point, but I'm still
Yeah.
absolutely fucking terrified.
I'm just saying I'm interested. That's about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
Yeah.
I'm
But
not. I still don't even know if I'm interested enough to buy it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Shane, can a sports game win Game of the Year? Absolutely, because
Forza
Forza
Horizon 5 did.
Yep, Forza Horizon
Forza
5 won Game of the Year. And when people try to say Xbox doesn't have good games, they have a first-party title that's won Game of the Year. So,
NCAA football 25.
Yeah, and,
I'm excited for that game.
Forza
but
Horizon
I don't know
5
if
won a fuck ton of awards.
yeah. Yeah. Another game that's coming out too that I know we've all been keeping our eye on, Black Myth Wukong. That's another, like, that could surprise the shit out of all of us, honestly, when that game
I just
comes
need
out.
the game to be out.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
need it
that's
to be
where
out.
I'm at.
Because at
I
this
just need it in
point,
my hands,
I think
man.
we've waited long enough.
It's
Hey,
like, yeah, it's marinated
next
too long.
month. Next month, literally a month and a half away right now, August 20th, it has a set release date. It is coming out. So, I know I'm going to get my hands on that game on release day. I know DJ's going to get. Are you going to get it, Garrick?
Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna play
Yeah.
that, dude. Because it's like it's supposed to be an action
Yeah.
RPG, like an RPG with like some Souls-like mechanics.
Mhm, mhm. Another thing I didn't consider for best ongoing game, we have World of Warcraft: The War Within too in August as well.
Yeah, as long as that expansion does what it needs to do, it could very well pop off.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just kind of going down the list here,
DJ.
looking for. Yeah, what's up?
I was going to say Concord might surprise us, dude. For ongoing, like Concord.
Dude,
I-
I actually think as much as everybody is shitting on the way that game looks, I don't think it's going to be as bad as everybody says, if I'm being honest.
So I was listening to a couple podcasts. One being kind of funny, and the other being the Unlocked Xbox podcast. And some people have actually gotten to play the game at a reveal event recently, and they said it was really fun.
That's what I'm saying,
No
dude.
one, yeah, like no one
I
said
think
that they've
everybody's
hated
shitting
it.
on the appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Overwatch has left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, but I also heard Marvel Rivals is pretty fun too.
I
So-
think from what I've heard about Concord is that one, no one is on that have gotten like early access to it has said they hated it
Mhm.
or thought it was bad, and two, it plays way more like Destiny than it does Overwatch, and it plays very differently.
Heard some similar things. It's first person, not third.
Yeah, it's first person, but like the hero shooter aspect, it's just an added, like the way the game plays apparently is very unique and not, like it's a melding of Overwatch and Destiny, but it leans more into Destiny combat more than Overwatch.
Okay.
So I think maybe like in this near future, I think we'll have like a forked path to Concord and then one to Marvel Rivals, because
See,
Marvel Rivals
I'm
truly
interested-
more Overwatch.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Marvel Rivals really sits with fans. Because I was with you, Devin. We're like, I haven't really heard anybody say anything bad about this game, and then I found out there was like a non-disparage clause in in the early access NDA. So literally, like if you played the game, you literally legally couldn't shit on it.
That is
Yeah, if you
ridiculous.
really
Yeah.
didn't like it, you couldn't say shit.
You were legally obligated to keep your fucking
You
mouth
could
shut.
you could criticize it, I think, like to an
You
extent.
could basically say I didn't enjoy my time with the game, but you could not go into details as to what was bad about it
until
at
release.
all.
Until release,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's super hush hush. So like that like I was just like, fuck you, NetEase. That was kind of shitty.
Mhm.
So I'm very curious to see like what people actually think about the fucking game, because I'm actually interested in this, and I haven't been interested in a hero shooter since Paladins came out.
Yeah. We'll have to see. Speaking of other games coming out though, in September we got a few more games to keep an eye out on. We got Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl, September 5th. That is
Yeah,
a
that might
game
be good,
I've
too.
been looking forward to.
That could be in
for
the
a long
conversation
time.
just because it's finally getting fucking released.
Yeah, and like Drax in chat, game of the decade immediately. Like it honestly looks fantastic. I want
It
to
does
know.
look really good.
I want to know more about the story. I want to play that game.
Ooh,
Like that,
Space Marine 2.
that
is
was
also
the
that
next
month.
one I was going to bring up.
Dude, could you imagine? I think that might be like the first. That's gonna be the first like Warhammer game that like gets into the hands of non-Warhammer fans.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
think so.
It looks kind of like Helldivers and Destiny smashed together with some Doom.
Dude, Helldivers, Destiny, Doom with just a sprinkle of Gears of War on top.
Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna play that game too.
Me
Gary.
fucking too, dude. The
Yeah.
fact that I found it has 3-player co-op instead of just 2, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And another game, this is more of a cutesy game, but Astrobot on the PS5. I think
dude,
that's gonna be a sleeper,
Don't
dude.
sleep on
Yep.
Astrobot. Don't
That's
sleep
gonna
on
be a sleeper.
Astrobot.
so.
That's
Like,
gonna be like
Ooh.
that's gonna be like the
Ooh.
platformer this year.
yep, and that's why I'm saying this.
Wait.
This year is going to get really hard because we're going down the list here. We also have The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, the first
Yeah, we
Zelda adventure game, which that has a place that it's
A
going to sit
September
to.
release date.
Exactly, that's in
TJ.
September.
You gotta look.
There's a Lollipop Chainsaw remake.
Yeah,
That's funny.
dude.
You know, when I was working
Yeah,
for
dude.
Xbox back in the day, I remember banners of that game everywhere in my office when I was working for
It was
them.
definitely one of those games, but
Yeah.
like, it's still getting a remaster is kind of
Of
crazy.
that is
Yeah.
of
Like,
that
it's a
game,
very
all
niche,
things-
like cult classic of a game. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Now, I'm moving on to October here because now for best ongoing game,
November's the cutoff.
I think
believe
it.
so.
November 10th.
I think it's November 17th is the
Ah.
cutoff.
Oh,
So moving for into October, and I feel like this one is another runner for best ongoing game, and I think Elden Ring, if they don't include DLC in Game of the Year, I think Elden Ring will be considered for best ongoing game for with its expansion. But we also have Diablo 4: Vessel of Hatred coming out in October.
Yeah, dude.
And that same day, we also get Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah, October's looking fucking good, dude.
Then October 11th, we get Metaphor ReFantasio, which is made
Yeah, that's-
from the Persona
Same-
developers.
Same day as that title, we also get Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. And
Yeah.
yep.
like,
Sparking Zero.
I'm actually, dude, I think Sparking Zero might be the sauce, just because like it's trying to like capture like what made Budokai like so good.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
with Akira Toriyama's passing this year, like it's gonna hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
It's gonna hit.
Sandland might have been like kind of quiet and come and gone, but like it still did well.
And it got its own
Right.
anime.
And it's but say it got its own anime, and like, but that was always like Toriyama's like it was a lesser known IP from him, right? Like he's known for Dragon Ball. Like at the end of the day, like he's known for Dragon Ball. Like you didn't play Sandland because you were a Dragon Ball fan. You played Sandland because you were a Toriyama fan, right?
Mhm.
So like a little different.
Yeah. And then, of course, we're also getting Black Ops 6, which I know it's Call
Oh,
of
yeah,
Duty.
forgot, dude.
But like I'm actually really interested because this is about an event in our lifetime, an actual event, you know. So this is going to be the first Call of Duty under the Microsoft mantle, and it is also going to be day one on Game Pass, just like Jack. Drax said in chat.
Yeah, dude, they find a way to rope you in every time, dude, because they actually look like
Yeah,
they're.
they got you.
Hey, we
Dude,
don't have to buy
like
it
the
though.
campaign, the campaign looks solid. I'm not gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
campaign looks solid.
I actually, it's last time I was excited about a Call of Duty campaign was the Modern Warfare reboot. That was like the actual
Exactly.
excitement one. And to
Like
be
every few
honest,
years.
it did not disappoint. I thought that was a very good Call of Duty for what Call of Duty is personally.
Yeah.
And DJ said, DJ Flight, I'm excited for round-based zombies to be fucking back. Honestly, me too. Loved original zombies, original freaking zombies. So great. And also
Hey,
Life
bro, we're
is
going pretty long.
yeah.
We
Hey,
gotta-
yeah. We're just about done. Life is Strange Double Exposure is coming out. Also a coveted game, but it's getting some sort of backlash with everything going on. And then in November, right before that cutoff that I think was happening, November 15th, we are getting Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Just barely.
Oh
getting in
yeah,
there.
barely
getting in there.
barely squeaking in there.
Yeah. So
You think that's fair? You
Slitterhead.
think that's fair?
Slitterhead's coming out on
Oh
the 8th.
yeah.
oh
The
yeah.
8th, yeah,
Yeah, I
Slitherhead.
forgot about that. You
Indie
know,
horror always does well.
I do and I don't. Maybe Ubisoft understands that it just might not be considered, you know. But
Maybe.
if they want it to be in the Game of the Year showing, they're probably gonna get that game into the hands of
Reviewers like 2 weeks before or some shit.
at the very least, right? Like sometimes reviewers
Yeah.
will get the game even a month before it comes out and they're under NDA and
Mhm.
can't talk about it. And with how huge that game's going to be, because we know it's going to be huge, especially with two protagonists, they should probably do that. Well, guys, we ran long today because we had a lot to say. And honestly, that's kind of okay. A lot of our shows have been short lately. You know what I mean? So, we're going to go into our schedule for the rest of the week. Obviously, we don't do anything on Wednesdays anymore. Wednesdays are our days to play video games so we can talk about things like today. Thursday, we have no content because it's Happy Blow Things Up Day. And that's what people are going to be doing, is blowing things up. And we won't be
Hopefully my
live
yard
for
doesn't
that.
get caught on fire.
Dude, I feel the same way. I went outside when I got home from work. I told you guys about this, and I just made sure everything was mowed. I made sure there was no long grass. I made sure that shit was short as fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna go spray down my lawn.
Yeah. I got to do that. I'm gonna do that tomorrow, and I'm gonna do it in the morning.
Like the
on
night of. I'm gonna do it like
Yeah.
the night of before everybody starts to light their stuff off.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do that too. And then I have to get to my backyard tomorrow. I just didn't have time to do my backyard today. I got to do that tomorrow. But on Friday, we're going to be talking about the best live action comic book costumes on 20,000 Films. On a
I'm
new
gonna have to
episode
do
of
some
that.
research for this week.
Dude, me too.
Yep.
And I'm just really happy I have Friday off because I probably won't get the time to do any research till then. So, yeah. Guys, please let us know what your game of the year is so far and who do you think is going to be considered for the Game Awards. You can join our Discord and you can talk about that in there. We would love to see you guys in there more and hang out with us in Chill Chat or Guardian Chat, wherever you see us playing, watching, or hanging out. Well, guys, this has been Good Kraken's Death Ratio, your choice for all the nerdy video game news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on West Coast, Best Coast time. If you liked what you heard, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services wherever you like to watch or listen. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Death Ratio and leaving a review there. We have to go, but until next time, it's hammer time. Dun, 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 dun.